You see that back there, guys? See where that counter used to go? It's not there no more. It's gone. It's ceased to exist. So the cats can't jump up on nothing no more. They're over here on the table. A QT is. See QT over there? He says, where's my table that I used to jump up on? I'm all disoriented and confused. So I gotta sit on this table over here. But anyway, what's up, guys? It's December. And you know what that means. Christmas movies to review. You know what we're gonna review today? Madhouse from 1990, starring John Larroquette and Kirstie Alley. It's not a fucking Christmas movie, but it'll work. This is the burn on DVD, directly on the DVD. It's a Madhouse and carbon copy. This is actually one of those that they actually burn on demand. Like you buy the movie and then they burn it on DVD for you. Madhouse from 1990 is the movie we're going to be talking about today. From Boy of the Year, it's a Boy of the Year production from Orion Pictures from 1990. 90 minutes, written and directed by Tom Robolewski. Starring John Larroquette, Kirstie Alley, Alison LaPlace, John Dale, Jessica Lundy, Bradley Gregg, Dennis Miller, and Robert Ginty as Dale. Music by David Newman, produced by Leslie Dixon, his wife. Tom Robolewski's wife. Rated PG-13 for language, sexual references, this, that, crude humor, whatever you can think of, violence, comic violence. From 1990, it says the bad news is you have house guests, or you have good news and bad news. The bad news is you have house guests. There is no good news. That's the tagline of this movie. So Madhouse, what's that about, guys? It's basically about this yuppie couple, this well-off couple who move into the dream house only to have it invaded by unwanted guests who won't fucking leave, guys. That's the simple premise of the movie, but with that simple premise comes a good amount of laughs, unexpected moments, and tasteless humor. So, Mark and Jesse Bannister, a well-off couple, they're getting ready to enjoy the dream house, have it renovated, and get it fixed up and get off to living the good life. He's a Wall Street broker, and she's works for a local television. She's an anchor for a local television show. So basically, they're living the good life. They're having a good time, and then they get the letter in the mail saying his friend Fred is going to come visit him with his wife, who is pregnant, or so they think. So they show up, they meet him at the airport, and that is only the first of many unwanted guests, house guests that show up throughout the movie. So John Dale and Jessica Lundy both show up. One of the first things you notice about Madhouse is that it has tasteless humor, and it has humor that's kind of dialogue heavy. Now, when I say dialogue heavy, I mean there's a lot of jokes. There's a lot of kind of puns and jokes like that. Some of them pay off, some of them not so much. In particular, one of the gross out scenes in the opening scenes in the movie is they get Scruffy Bannister, which is Bernice's cat, in the car, and they take it and they're boarding it into the car, and Bernice is holding up the cat, she's petting it, stuff like that in the car. The cat commences to vomit in the general or projectile vomit all the way onto Mark and Jesse. The next scene has Bernice saying, "Get a little club soda on it, it'll take it right out." That's the kind of humor you got to deal with this kind of movie. But like I said, it's got some kind of gross out humor, and then it's kind of got some funny one-liners and kind of stuff like that. And the leads, played by John Larroquette and Kirstie Alley, make up for a lot of the kind of weak moments in the movie, guys. It's not a great comedy, but it's got some kind of outrageous moments and stuff like that to kind of keep your interest. So basically, the movie is just pretty much about these house guests that attack this wealthy couple's house, move in, and don't fucking go anywhere. They just stay and stay and stay, and they don't fucking leave. It's kind of annoying, particularly to Mark and Jesse, who just want the house to themselves. They want to have sex, they want to have the house to themselves, they want to live a good life, but they don't want all these fucking people that don't seem to want to go anywhere. That's the plot of the movie. But like I said, there's some good moments kind of mixed throughout, and that kind of make it kind of make it palpable and entertaining. In particular, John Deal as John Larroquette's friend Fred is likable, and there's some other good people in the movie. The cast as a whole is not likable, though. There's some characters in the movie that you're not gonna give a fucking rat's ass about. In particular, Jonathan's cousin, or Jonathan's nephew, or not Jonathan. In particular, Mark's nephew, Jonathan, who turns out to be a little thug drug dealer. You want to fucking flick him in the head because he's so worthless in the movie. He's a little scumbag. You're not going to like his character. The other characters in the movie, you might like. Dennis Miller has a good kind of supporting role as Mark's co-worker at the firm that he works at. And Robert Ginty kind of has a funny role as Mark's neighbor as well. You're not gonna give a crap for Alison LaPlace, who plays Jesse's, which is Kirstie Alley's sister in the movie. You're not gonna give a crap about her. You're not gonna give a crap about Jessica Lundy, who plays Bernice, which is Fred's wife. She really grates on your nerves after a while. She's pretty obnoxious, and basically makes Mark and Jesse wait on her hand and foot as she's there pregnant in the house. But she's really not pregnant, guys. She's fooling us. She's fooling Mark and Jesse to get her to run errands for him. Some of the characters are just not very likable in the movie, guys. I'd want to say if it weren't for John Larroquette and Kirstie Alley as the leads of Mark and Jesse, this movie would be really hard to watch because a lot of the side characters are really fucking irritating. In particular, CK, who's freaking the little brat of the movie who likes to torture animals, really fucking grates on my nerves as well. There's just some characters that need to be knocked into the next dimension because they're so fucking hateful. CK is a little twerp who basically tortures animals and is a pain in the butt throughout the whole movie to Mark and everybody else. And by the time the final act rolls around, whenever Mark and Jesse decide, hey, well, you want to kick these douchebags out. You want to see them go because you want to see them get their revenge on these people that don't seem to want to get the fucking hint and go fucking amscray. They don't do it, guys. They don't do it for the whole freaking movie. But again, with these unlikable characters and stuff like that, there's enough good surprises and raunchy comedy to kind of keep your interest and kind of keep you entertained. It's not one of those movies that's great by any means. It's got a lot of flaws. Scripting-wise, direction-wise, and even casting-wise. There could have been some better actors to kind of fill in for the roles. But as it was a decent movie with enough raunchy humor and kind of crudeness to kind of keep your attention. If you like kind of those dark kind of comedies, you'll definitely like Madhouse because there's a lot of dark humor and kind of stuff like that mixed in through it. But what did I think about it, guys? I know I've been jabbering this and that about the movie, but what was my final verdict? What did I really think about the movie? Madhouse from 1990 for Orion Pictures starring John Larroquette and Kirstie Alley. My final verdict was, I would give it 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. It's not no great shakes, it's not no great movie, guys, but it's got enough funny moments and kind of stuff like that to keep your interest. In particular, the final act of the movie, like I said, where they kick him out of the house, is the best part of the whole freaking movie. And there's enough interesting moments wherever the house gets raided toward the end of the movie by the FBI and the SWAT team and all kinds of crazy stuff. It'll make you reminisce of the Griswolds and kind of what happens to that house in Christmas Vacation and kind of films like that. It'll kind of make you reminisce about films like those. They're kind of raunchy comedies, but they still have a good heart in their place. In particular, Mark and Jesse do have a happy ending. They do finally get to rest in peace in their own home. If not a little too late in the movie, but they still get to do it. They still get to relax. They still get some peace and fucking quiet after all these fucking guests invade the house and never fucking leave. In particular, there is a good scene, though. I meant to mention this as well. There's a particular nod to Night of the Living Dead where they have a bunch of family members that are, instead of zombies, the family members who are coming with suitcases that are approaching the house. In particular, I did like that scene, and some of the kind of darker scenes like that were really good. There was just kind of the character development wasn't good in some of the parts, but overall, even though there are some unlikable characters, Larroquette and Kirstie Alley pretty much carry the whole movie. I think if they would have had any other kind of actors fill in, I don't think it would have been as good. I don't think the movie would have been as entertaining on a full level as it is as they had the two actors like that. They do a good job in the film. Kirstie Alley and John Larroquette do a good job in the leading roles in the film. I will say that much. They are very well placed in their roles. John Larroquette in particular is one of those actors that I really wanted to kind of see blow up, but he never had a big movie career. He was always good on TV as Dan Fielding on Night Court, but you always wanted to see him kind of get a little bit bigger than he did, and he never really did. He did have a lot of roles in 80s movies and stuff like that. He just never was the big movie star that I kind of wanted him to become. But anyway, it was a good film. From 1990, it's Madhouse from Orion Pictures, rated PG-13 for language, crude sexual content, and comic violence. In particular, and I do want to say this, there are scenes of animal torture and kind of stuff like that, animal deaths and kind of stuff like that. They didn't actually torture the animals. It's just the running joke they have in the movie. In particular, Scruffy Bannister, the cat that doesn't quite want to die, he dies 4 or 5 times in the movie. And that's kind of the humor that you get in Madhouse. You kind of get tasteless kind of humor and stuff like that. But like I said, it's entertaining enough to keep your interest and make you want to know what happens next to the Bannisters, who do finally get to rest in peace toward the end of the movie. Anyway, this has been the Incorrect Reviewer. Madhouse from 1990 is the movie that I reviewed today. If you guys did like the video, show me your love, give it a thumbs up, show your support. More movies coming up this month. We're going to do some Christmas movies coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. I don't really know which ones I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do Fred Claus and a couple of kind of recent kind of Christmas, like kind of newer Christmas movies. Matt already did Scrooged. I might do Christmas Vacation and a couple of other ones that I like, though. So anyway, hope you guys did like the review. If you did, like I said, give it a thumbs upward, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace out, you mooks. Thanks for watching.